own.
Yes, the simulations on a very fine, beautiful Halloween. So you know that Deltarune theory that I debunked? Well, the person who originally made that theory debunked my debunk. Then, on top of that, someone else who is completely unrelated from all this, debunked the debunk of the Deltarune theory. And that is hilarious to me. Like, this guy did my job for me. Now I don't need to debunk. Now I don't need to do this. Like, it's already done for me. So yeah, I'm going to be reacting to this. And this is also going to be my introduction to the debunk of the debunk of the debunk. So yeah, I was going to record that today, watch that video, but this exists, so I'm going to be watching this instead while I laugh my ass off as Chris gets completely destroyed. That is going to be the new motto of this channel. Fuck Chris Dreamer. Alright, let's get watching.
You know, today, of all the days, Halloween, October 31st, I was just minding my own business, but then I noticed on my YouTube feed that one of my friends made a debunking of someone else's debunk of their ridiculous Deltarune theory, right? And I'm sorry, it was like the most ridiculous thing. It was like about how somehow the darkness could make dark fountains, which I'll disprove it as the video goes because I've got it right here. But I thought, you know what? I don't think just reacting to it is enough. So I'm going to play Deltarune, you know, the actual game, while I debunk the theory.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Hold up, what's my shortcut for muting? Oh, I don't have one set. Hang on, I'm gonna do that here. Oh, I do have one. Alright. So yeah, I'm just gonna be muting now. But yes, thank you for debunking.
Yeah, alright, well, let me just start the game real quick. I can turn down the audio and stuff after, and then I can properly get the video started. I assume if you're watching this video, you already played Deltarune, you already know what it's about, because why else would you be in this video? And
Because
spoilers, right, obviously.
Because I'm in it, and I like to see myself.
I mean, you know, it's... Right, let's get started.
Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video where today I will be dismantling one my friends made on that theory we made a while.
That's not me, by the way.
Yeah, I know. This is ridiculous.
Not light fountain.
Okay.
So, first thing I want to say, in his video, he has stated that Chris may have not opened the fountain and instead just plunged their knife into a boiler pipe.
Okay, that is... Hold on. That is the most stupidest shit I've ever heard. Chris...
Okay, hold on a minute. This is the most stupidest shit I've ever heard. Did he not catch the part where I immediately said after that it was a joke? Like, why didn't he recite that part? Like, that was a joke. I said afterwards that I knew Chris opened up a dark fountain. Oh my god. Like, I straight up said that.
Clearly made a fountain. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to end up spraying the other guy of this one, but Chris...
No, you're not. I already said it was a joke.
Chris clearly opened a dark fountain. Clearly, when he plunged the knife into the earth, which is how you make a dark fountain, was clearly described during the whole Queen thing. He clearly, you know, smoke the whole dark thing.
I mean, that is, if you were to animate someone hitting a gas line with a freaking knife, that's probably how that would look.
That was clearly a dark... That was clearly a dark fountain opening, but let's see his justification, if he has any.
Now, yes, that could be very much so.
It is. It's gonna be like that fucking I'm gonna eat the entire fucking pie thing. Where Chris was gonna go and do some crazy shit and it turned out he was just eating some pie. Nah, that's gonna be like this, bro. It really isn't. Please. Laurel, if you're watching this, is it Laurel or L'Oreal? I don't know. But anyway, if you're watching this, please know that this is a joke. I don't mean anything I'm gonna say on the matter of Chris creating a dark fountain from this point on.
So true. Chris may have just accidentally hit a pipe and set his entire house their entire house on fire.
Okay.
But there's one piece of evidence that denies all of this. There is a smile on the TV.
Yes, there is a smiling on the TV. You know why? Because it was just part of the movie that Chris was watching. Chris was watching a horror movie. I don't know, something kind of similar to The Ring. You know, where the woman crawls out the TV, something similar to that. And the TV smiling through static is just one of the scenes.
No.
Such a TVs cannot smile.
No.
I took a lot of images. The long
No! No! TVs can't smile? This is shocking information to me. I've absolutely never, ever, I could absolutely never conceive, even think of the fact, of the idea, or even the simple concept that TVs can't smile. Nah, that's... I gotta watch the rest of this video now. If this is sort of bangers like this, I gotta watch the rest of it.
check. TV's gonna smile. And yes, some people say, oh, Chris turned the TV on before plunged his knife to create a dark fountain, or accidentally stabbing a pipe. But if he didn't, that's probably Michael Tenner. And I know
Who? What?
my friend of the simulation said, "Leave my cow."
Mike is who is theorized to be the TV. Tenna is who actually the TV is going to be, who was revealed during the Spamton sweepstakes. You're welcome.
This, but okay.
Oh yeah, and I also did say that.
Then it's Tenner.
Who's
We
Tenner?
don't know who was that TV. Plus, we also have that glitched chair sprite that we found in the Spamton sweepstakes. So
I didn't.
it's probably it.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Alright,
I don't know what that
another
is,
thing.
but
They mentioned darkness not being able to open fountains without leaving their dark world.
well, yeah.
But here's where Mike, or the simulations, was an absolute pillar.
What?
Lance has survived an inventory for most of the game. It doesn't take that long to walk around hometown. A Dartner could theoretically leave the dark world.
No, they
walk through
can't.
hometown, 'cause
Okay, what the fuck, Chris? No! When you pull Lancer into the dark world, he turns into a jack of spades. When you pull Rules card out of the dark world, he becomes a Rules card. Oh my god, Chris, you are a ding-dong, Doug Dimmadome looking dumbass.
if you look,
No, they can't. Darkness cannot leave. But that's like the one establishing rule of the Dark World, right? There's absolutely no way Darkness can leave the Dark World because they're made of the fountain or whatever thingamajiggy shit, right? Point is, they can't leave the Dark Fountains. That's an established point. That's how it is. Okay, they can't, just because it's a short walk. They can't just theoretically walk over to. Like, right, if they could theoretically just walk over, how has nobody ever seen the Darkness before? How has nobody ever seen a Darkner just waddling by down the streets? I mean, sure, you could mistake them as a monster, right? You can mistake them, because, Darkness do look kind of similar to monsters, but then, wouldn't, like, people ask, Like, hey, dude, I've never seen you before. Like, who are you? And, either way, someone will be, interested in the fact that, oh, there's this random guy that appeared out of nowhere. And either way, how has nobody ever even mentioned the fact that darkness could be possible? That, or even if there's like strange people walking around sometimes that, aren't from this world or something. Like, how has this not been mentioned before? Anyway, carrying on.
If you look at it some way, monsters may think a dog is another monster.
Oh, that's literally what I said.
And then simply make a fountain, then enter that fountain. Because if they made the fountain, it would technically be their fountain. They would be fine with it.
What about everyone else?
And if they're not, they just leave and go to Castle Town and wait there. Yeah, Mike did not think this through.
You're forgetting one very crucial part. The fact that darkness cannot make dark fountains because they aren't able to. That's why that's why the knight is kind of heralded. He's so worshipped because he's the only lightner willing to make dark fountains, and the only guy theoretically that could make dark fountains that is on the darkness side. Well, possibly on the darkness side, considering he's making all these dark fountains.
He's making a good point that I didn't think about. Good job, my man.
We don't actually know who this guy is or if he actually side, considering he's making all these dark fountains. We don't actually know who this guy is or if he actually is, but that's besides the point. The fact is that darkness cannot make dark fountains. Let's also not forget to mention that even if a darkner was say to go out of their dark world, sure, it's a short walk, but they turn to stone. No matter if it's a short walk or not, maybe somehow the darkness would definitely turn into stone, because that's how it works. That's the rule of the world. They can't live in a world that isn't theirs.
Yes, but also no. Like, none of the Card Kingdom people fit the Cyber World Dark Fountain. But, theoretically, Mike or Tenna, whoever the hell the TV-headed guy's gonna be, I imagine could actually work in the cyber world, because there is a too terribly much different from a computer and a TV. Like, I've plugged a computer into a TV and had it work fine before. So, like, it's like some darkners that aren't from that fountain can go to other fountains so long as they fit the will of that fountain. Essentially, if they're similar to everything that's there, then yeah, they'll work with it.
Foreign to theirs. That's for different dark fountains, but it's safe to assume that also applies to light worlds. So
it doesn't. They just turn into the object that they were before the fountain was formed. Once again, bringing up Lancer turning into the Jack of Spades and Rules card turning into a Rules card.
If a darknet enters a light world, he turns into a statue, right? Now, why have we never seen or heard of weird statues resembling different monsters? Why have we not heard of these statues popping up randomly?
Oh, side thing that I probably should have mentioned earlier is that there is a difference between darkners and monsters. If you noticed, darkners are more themed on objects, while monsters are animals. Like, I think you can make a case for Mettaton, like I could see that, but Mettaton is just a robot being possessed by a ghost. Not even really Mettaton holds up as an exception. The only exception I can think of is Ralsei. It's not entirely stated that he's a darkner. Yeah, it's implied. It's heavily implied. I've used implications in arguments before, because I'm a degenerate on the internet. But anyway, like, Ralsei is something different. Like, there's something unique about him. So, I'd keep my eye on him. I don't necessarily think he's evil or that he's going to betray us, but there's more to him than what meets the eye. Because, once again, if you pair him up against all other Darkners, he's the only one that's themed after an animal. And, same thing can apply to any other monster. If you compare them to Darkners, monsters are animals. I accidentally muted, so I'm going to restate that sentence. But monsters are animals. Darkners are objects. You're not going to see a puppet monster, but you'll see a puppet Darkner. That's what Spamton is. I guess you can also say for Cat, or for a Task Manager and Mouse Wheel, but they have cyber elements, which makes them not something you'd see in a Dark World. And also, I mean not Dark World, as a monster, you won't see monsters with freaking cyborg parts like Task Manager. So, unless you're a ghost possessing a robot like Mettaton. But anyway, back to the video.
This big mystery. It's kind of similar. It's kind of in a similar vein to what I said before with the whole theory of that, people would notice if Darkness were around, and yet we have no mention of them, no sight of them in the light world. Anyway, I'm already getting my balls busted by this video, so we might as well continue.
I've done a lot of thinking for this. The Darkner, or if
You didn't know thinking, Chris.
if the Knight is a Darkner,
Buddy, I'll stop you right there. Clearly, considering that you didn't think what I was thinking, which I made up like immediately, I'm not scripting any of this shit. I don't think you really thought this through, man. I don't really think you thought this through. I don't know, I'm just being honest, it's... If you're going against established logic, the very principles of the Dark World, I don't really think you thought this through. I really don't.
could have simply left wherever they came from, walked into wherever they're making the Dark Fountain, plunge the weapon they used to make it, which in Deltarune seems to be a knife.
Yeah.
And then completely done.
Yeah,
Alright, second thing I want to say. He mentioned the Queen making a dark...
Oh, actually, hold on. Right. Okay. If darkness can apparently enter the light world, what about the time that Lancer turns into a card?
That's what I've been saying, my man. You fucking nailed it. Yes, exactly.
When he was in, like, Chris's pocket or whatever, and they went back in the light world during, like, beginning of chapter 2, how come Lancer turned into a card and wasn't just himself? I mean, if darkness can leave the light world, then surely they won't turn into, like, say, a card.
Dark world. Yes, the Queen could have made a dark world. But the Queen was going to use Noelle. The thing is, the Queen may have went ahead. The Queen said something about using will, using determination in the step-by-step tutorial that they gave. So my idea is, the Queen may have said that they gave Noelle a pin, but I highly doubt Noelle was actually going to make a dark fountain for the Queen. So,
what the fuck does this have to do with the theory? Like, the only thing I said is that she's gonna have Noelle do it, because she can't. Like, you're not even gonna give a why Queen wanted Noelle to make this fountain. You better give a why, Chris.
Noelle, the Queen, effectively took Noelle's determination. They just grabbed it and stole it, and yeah, that seems like something the Queen would do as well. And if the Queen theoretically...
Well, I'm pretty sure that the determination in Deltarune works on the same principle of Undertale. It's a presumption, but it's a logical one, where...
Honestly, I think different. I think Deltarune is different from Undertale, and I have my own reasons for that. But I can see the other end of the stick too. So, yeah, either way.
Determination can only be handled by humans because of their unique souls. How come only Chris can make Dark Hands? How come Susie seemed way more eager and impatient to make to join on to go back to adventuring and stuff? Why didn't she make a dark fountain? How come she didn't make a dark fountain? How come she didn't make a dark fountain? How come no monsters made a dark fountain? How come, it's just, this is bullshit, okay, to say the least. This is absolutely bonkers. This is just seeping away at every bit of my soul, right?
Okay, as an American, I love the British accents, and I love the insults here. That was bonkers. Like, what? I can't wait. I can't wait to be in a Discord call with these two, and they start going all out on each other. Calling each other twats. And, fucking, what's another British insult? Can you think of a British insult, John? I guess not. He's, rubbing his balls with my Riddler cane. Alright, back to the video.
Anywho, let's see what we've got. Oh, we're only halfway, Jesus Christ.
He knew that darkness could make a dark fountain. Why didn't, the Queen probably... he said something about the Queen probably knowing that they could make a dark fountain. But, then again, you realise the Queen didn't know about the roaring till, like, last second.
I said shit about that too! She had a step-by-step tutorial on how to make dark fountains. And once again, you'd think she'd try that. Okay, for Debunk, he's doing a terrible job. He didn't even recognize that.
But I think the Queen's too stupid to know about dark.
The reason Queen knows, and this is very clear by, if you go to, like, a room, like, in the left of Queen's mansion, you could see a bunch of, swatchers watching, or swatchlings watching a video of, the Knight creating the Dark Fountain. It's clear that the Queen saw how the Knight made the Dark Fountain, but didn't actually know the consequences of it, because that's all she saw. She only saw how the Knight made the Dark Fountain, and in a way, I don't know how this works, because this could be a plot hole in general. How could if the fountains fuel the darkness, how come the Queen could see? How the Queen could see anything? And you could add a bunch of theories to that, but that's not what I'm on about here today. Clearly, the Queen didn't know about the roaring because, well, yeah, as I said, because the Queen didn't fucking know, because the Queen only saw the Knight do it, and the reason that she told Noelle to use a pin was because it was a substitute for a knife. You know, a pin, it's sharp, it stabs like a knife. It's not crazy to assume that it could work as a substitute. And, you know, the Queen only wanted to spawn another Dark Fountain because that's how she thought she could make the people happy, by, you know, making more Dark Fountains, giving more space for people to live in, bringing in more people, you know, just make people happier. That's kind of like my leading theory on why the Queen would want to make another fountain, because was it necessarily even clear why she wanted another one? Again, it's besides the point, because I've already stomped on Chris's theory, or Chris's disproving of this Mike guy's disproving.
Gee, thanks, this Mike guy. I'm the simulations and I'm on YouTube, dude. Ah! No, call me the simulations, please. For the sake of my channel, I don't want to be known as the Mike guy. I want to be the simulations. Call me Mike if I ever talk to you on Discord, which I asked Chris to give me your DM, that way I could. But, come on!
But yeah, okay, let's hear him out for these 2 more minutes.
Fountains. What else was I going to say? Yeah, there's either that or the Queen was going to use Noel's determination, which I also wouldn't work because Noel is a monster. Monsters cannot have determination unless they...
Okay, my speculation here is that anyone can have determination in Deltarune. Like, look, Burley's a monster, right? He was about to open a dark fountain, right? He can clearly do that because Rouse was so quick to stop him. And because of that, that's pretty much the basis as to why I think monsters can have determination in Deltarune, is because Queen was so quick to stop Burley when he went to make a dark fountain. So, yeah, that's it. Alright, I'm back to the video.
They absorb other souls.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you that, Chris. Because I actually said that, like, right before you did. It's strange how I'm predicting this stuff, but honestly, okay, yeah, I'll give you that. I don't know how that works. I don't know how Noel can make a dark fountain, because it apparently is determination. But, I mean, maybe that'll be something that's explained in the future chapters. Again, I already mentioned that the story isn't perfect. So, yeah, you know, that's a fair point. I'll give you that, Chris. Oh, also, right. You wanna... Cards. Info. Cards. The jacket... Okay. Hold on. What does that say, Chris? What does that say, Chris? Or whoever's watching? What does that say? The Jack of Spades and the Rules card.
You did it! You did it! I love you! I love you! You did it! You're beautiful, man! You beautiful Brit! Expect a bow in your mail. My voice cracked. That was embarrassing.
I wonder who those could be, especially considering they went into our inventory, you know, right before we left. I wonder who those guys could be. But no. The darkness can move around whenever they want, obviously.
The Queen's idea is just a total buff, yet again. Stupid Queen. But yeah,
to be fair, yeah.
The Knight, another one. Maybe the Knight's like Valde, because Valde's never been described as a Darkner. Valde has been described as a being of pure darkness. I think that's what it was. I'll put the comment up and mention.
Fair enough.
The Knight could be exactly like Valde, and as far...
Okay. That's not a Darkner then. If we're gonna play that card, then that's still not a Darkner. You just said that Rousey wasn't a Darkner, then went on to say that the Knight could be like Rousey. Like, oh my god. At that point, that's not even your theory anymore. Like, now you're spiraling into a whole different shit that can't really be debunked, but can't really be proven either. Oh my god. Oh, this debunk is all over the place. Not the debunk of the debunk of the debunk of the theory, but the debunk of the theory. Okay.
As far as we're aware, Valve could enter the light world. We do not know though.
I'm gonna chime in again. I don't think Rousey can enter the light world because he probably would have helped Chris gather up that ball of junk himself if he could. But then again, maybe not. Perhaps this whole point is gonna fall flat. Who knows? Only time will tell.
Okay, right. I get where you're coming from. But first of all, that's a complete contradiction. If he's made of pure darkness, that would imply even more that he can't leave the dark world. Because
Damn, I didn't even think about that.
then he'd just completely, like, die. You know, because he'd run out of energy to live. Right. Another thing, wouldn't Rousey does look... I mean, I know the whole Rousey's Asriel theory has become a kind of a joke, because it is a joke, but how wouldn't someone notice that a guy that, you know, some kid that looks like Asriel is walking around town wearing a fucking Halloween costume? How would no one notice that? Again, it's all like... It just doesn't work.
You know nothing. Hell, Toby Fox could do an Una reverse and allow darkness into the light world.
Why?
At the end of chapter 7.
That would make
Toby
no
Fox
sense.
could do that.
Yeah, but he could, but that would make no sense. It would be
Toby
stupid.
Fox can. He could very well do that.
Yeah, but it would be a stupid decision.
Okay, well.
Right. Just because he can doesn't mean he should.
Oh yeah, that point really did fall flat. What do you know? I didn't even finish recording yet, and my previous statement aged like fucking milk.
Should. Like, whoever the fuck made the finale for the Game of Thrones series, they didn't have to make that finale. In fact, they shouldn't have made that finale because it was stupid. But they did. I just disagree with myself.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't know.
Okay, moving on.
I want to go back to the first point, brother. Lancer in chapter 2 has survived some time in our inventory, and then pretty much died when he left it. Now some people are going to say, oh, but he was in our inventory, it wouldn't have affected him. Let's take the Snowgrave run for a second. In that run, Lancer would stay in our inventory for the entire thing, and you want to know what happened to him? He turned to stone. If you check your inventory near the end of it, he is stone. So no, Lancer would not survive. Valve should have turned.
Yeah, Lancer would not survive. Because he's a Darkner, made from the first Dark Fountain. And he was in the second Dark Fountain. I mean, come on, that literally describes... the thing... It's like the gameplay is matching up to exactly what I'm thinking right now. Like, okay. You just disproved your whole theory. Yeah, Lancer can't.
He fucked himself. Chris is a fucking idiot. He fucked up his whole theory. Oh God, I wish I was the one who debunked this shit. Thank you for doing it, Laurel. You are doing an excellent job, and I think you should be debunking theories for me from now on. Maybe we could tag team Chris's bullshit. But, oh my fucking God, I love you. I love you, man. No homo. Oh my God. You're doing such a good job at this debunk.
Lancer's a darkener. Darkness can't make dark fountains.
Stone in chapter 2, but Valve didn't, because Valve is a being of pure darkness. So the night being like making.
Just because he's a being made of. Okay, right. He's a being made of darkness. That doesn't mean that he's compatible with a light world. He's a being of pure darkness, and I have a fear that that means that he's compatible with any dark fountain, and that's why he didn't turn to stone. Because he's a being of pure light, he's compatible with any dark fountain. However, you know, it literally.
That could actually prove my point of, that actually answers my question when it comes to Ralsei. Like, maybe beings of pure darkness, naturally, being able to go into any dark fountain, looks like monsters.
Light and dark are two completely different things. Like, dark, like the black and grey, they're both dark. They're different shades. But black and white, they're complete opposites. They're completely different things. So to say that, you know, different dark, grey, white, same thing, that makes no sense. It's like saying a video game is compatible with a Windows 7 and Windows 10, and then saying that's also compatible with, I don't know, Linux. Like, Windows and Linux are two completely different things, so.
The fountain and it being hid is a very far-fetched theory. But him being like Valve is something we could consider very smart here.
No.
But it's something Toby Fox would not expect us to think of.
Nothing here we can consider smart.
That's pretty much all. This is gonna make this probably makes no sense.
Yeah.
You do understand.
It's so true, it does make no sense. Chris, you're a dumbass. Laurel, you're awesome. L'Oreal. I'm pretty sure it's L'Oreal. I'm gonna stop saying Laurel and start saying L'Oreal.
Go to the simulations and watch his video. I'll put it near the end, which you probably hear.
I'll plug your video so people can laugh at you. Okay.
And I'll plug your video, that way people can respect you.
Okay. What did I just watch? I
Bullshit.
feel like I got a brain aneurysm from that, the size of Japan.
Nah, bro, I got a brain aneurysm the size of fucking Russia.
Jesus Christ. I mean, what else is there to say, man? It's not a good theory. It's not, as I said earlier, I'll link the video in the description so you guys can mock and laugh at it all you want, but, you know, it's, as far as an actual credible theory, it's way off base. It's wrong. You're wrong, man. Obviously, I don't intend any ill will against the creator. This is all just, you know.
I would say I do. but I don't want to get killed by the YouTube demons. So I'm not going to. Don't bully and harass Chris because that's my job.
Hyperbole and, just messing about. Doesn't mean you're right, obviously, but, it's, just hyperbole is what I'm saying. Oh, that's about it.